This is range. Here we go. So an outlier is a data value that is much greater than or much less than the other values in a data set. Now, let me give you an example. Let's say, hypothetically, let's say some students took a quiz and most of them failed. Let's say 10%, 10%. Let's say 15%. And then let's say one student had 2, 4, not 100%. So these are, let's see, 2, 4, there's 6 students who took a quiz. There's the spread of the data. Most students scored a 10. Go ahead and copy that down. I want to talk about some here. So 4 people scored a 10. One person scored 15, and another person scored 100. So, in this case, there's a freakish value, a value that doesn't belong with the group, which would be what? Right, so this would be what we call in statistics an outlier. We're going to put an arrow from the word outlier to that number. It's something that just either way higher than the normal or way lower than the normal. We call it an outlier. So far, so good. Now, I've gone over 3 ways to measure the center of data. Right? There's 3 ways to measure the center of data, and they all start with an M. What are the 3 ways? They all start with M. To measure the center of data, mean, median, mode. So watch this. So we're gonna calculate the mean, median, mode of this, and I want to show you how, even though all 3 measure the center, sometimes in certain situations, one measure of a center is better than the others. Sometimes the mean is better than the median and the mode. Sometimes the mode and median are better than the mean, and so on. It depends on the context of the situation. Let's calculate the mean, that's x bar, the median, and mode of this data really quick. Here we go. So write this with me. So let's think about this situation. Let's find the mean. I'm going to go ahead and calculate it. See, we got 40 plus 15 is 55. We got 155. So x bar is going to be equal to, watch this, 155 divided by, how many values are there? There's 2, 4, there's 6 values. So 155 divided by 6 is going to be 25.8. I'll just round it to the nearest whole number, 26. Okay? So there's the mean. The mean is 26. So far, so good. Median, which would be the exact middle number. They have to be listed in order from least to highest, and they already are. So the median would be, let's see, 2, 4, 6. It would be the 2 middle ones, right? I have to find the mean between the 2 middles. 10 plus 10 is 20, divided by 2 is 10. So the median would be 10. So far, so good. All right, how about the mode? 10. Okay, now, given this situation, I have 6 test scores, or I should say quiz scores. What would be the best measure of the center? Would the mean, the median, or the mode be the best center of this? When I look at the mean, 26 is in between 15 and this outlier. Notice 26 would be in between this outlier freakish value in 15. In other words, 26 would be greater than most of the data. Notice how 26 is greater than almost all of the data besides the outlier. So in this case, 26 would not be a good measure of the center because it's greater than most of all the data, almost all the data except for the outlier. We would use the median or mode as a center for this data. So this would be better, I'm going to write better measure of center. better measure. Because 26, again, would be greater than almost all the data. So that wouldn't be a good measure for the center of the data. It is more than almost all the data. We want to go with mode or median in this case. So far, so good. One more example. This would be example 4. Find the best center. Best measure of center, I should say. Of center. Let me give you the data here. 1 second here. Yes, go ahead. Right, so you're going to tell me which is the best. You know what? Maybe that. So get started on the question. In this example, 5 would be the better center because 5, there's values to the left of 5 and to the right of 5. The median and the mode of 3 would be all the way to the left. So this would be a bad center, the median and the mode, because it's all the way to the left of the data. So 5, the mean, would be the better center.